Welcome to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered, where we talk life, love, and business. This is DeAndre.
This is Nick.
Hi, it's me.
It's Kenesha.
Before we go any further,
Ooh.
I heard y'all say this on the podcast that I wasn't here. You need to start saying your name. Who is It's Me? I thought you already talked about that before. I thought you got over that.
We talked about it, and that was it.
Okay, let's start this over. It's Nick.
It's me.
Okay. Let's keep.
It's Kenesha.
It's DeAndre. I had to make sure your mic was on.
That's so ignorant.
All right, so we're going to bounce around a little bit in this episode with some topics. We got to spend all day. But the first one I want to talk about real quick. Do you guys believe that sometimes getting in relationships will cause you to be or get healed? Or do you need to get out of a relationship in order to heal first? Like getting it, do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That sometimes getting into a relationship will cause your healing versus actually being healed first from, now not all things, but some things. Yeah. You guys believe that?
I do. It can happen.
I think it could happen. I don't think that I think it's you should be healed before getting in a relationship. But that's not taken. I think that you could heal in a relationship. Me personally, like I said, whatever happened in your last relationship, I think you should be healed prior to going into your new one. But hey, that's just me.
I feel like it can happen for sure. I don't want to say that I feel that you should be healed beforehand. I think you should be healed within yourself. But like, there's some things that you don't get to even realize is a problem until you get into the one, or even be able to test a theory to see if you have healed until you run into it again.
What was that about?
It's so loud.
My voice? My voice?
You, ma'am?
Oh, I agree with Nicholas.
Are you drunk?
Yeah, why did you say my name like that?
It was a little hard at the end.
I would prefer. I feel like before like jumping around from relationship to relationship, I feel like there needs to be a period of time that you spend by yourself. I do feel like at some point in time while in a relationship, there's a possibility that you could lose like some of yourself. I'm not saying it always happens, but I do think there should be a little bit of time spent alone before like, I guess like jumping into the next relationship.
What the heck is wrong with you?
What?
You emphasizing some of these letters.
Yeah. So it's cool to get into a relationship because there are only, some things you only heal from in relationships.
Like what?
I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be different, circumstantial for anybody. One thing you may heal from, she may not, but once she gets into a relationship and experiences somebody, because maybe somebody may be more patient or give a different perspective or handles things differently and kind of like wakes you up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially if you never experience, let's just say, disagreements or arguing. Maybe you've only experienced unhealthy arguing and disagreements. So then you get with somebody in a relationship and you begin to do that, but then they're like, yeah, we're not doing that. Let's actually sit down and let's get your emotions under control and let's actually have a healthy disagreement per se. Because there's a healthy way to argue and an unhealthy way to argue and have disagreements. Mm-hmm. So maybe that could be one.
But I do still feel like even like that scenario, having unhealthy arguments stir from something inside of you that you need to deal with by yourself.
For sure.
Like there's a reason why when we have a disagreement, you about to go about to go to 10 for no reason. Yeah. And maybe that's past issues where you feel like you probably wasn't listened to, or you never had an opinion, you never had a voice in a situation. But sometimes I feel like you can bring on trauma and hurt and make somebody else pay the price of hurt from another relationship. That's why I think like you should. Maybe you're not 100% because I do agree with Kenesha. Sometimes you're not going to see if you're healed until you're faced with that situation again. But at least try to deal with what's ever going on inside, by yourself or with somebody, you know what I'm saying? So that these situations don't keep coming up.
I saw this video of this lady, I think she was like a life coach or something, and she was saying like how people are always so quick to like be on defense, and it's like, did they actually offend you or do you just feel offended? Mm-hmm. And it's like a clear difference in like how you are perceiving things because of how your outlook is on stuff, and why do you perceive things that way, or did they actually like offend you or like say something that was like messed up or whatever. And I had to think about like, wow, am I actually offended or do I just feel offended?
Yeah.
Because it's not my, and as respectable and nice as I can put this, it's not my responsibility to try to always sugarcoat something so that you don't feel offended. Like, if you're offended on everything I say, well, it's not what I'm saying. It's how you taking it, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, something that you need to deal with, or if everything that you say to me, I'm just offended by it. It's like, yo, what's the issue here?
I mean, but it is still important to talk to people in the language that they understand. You know, like, you could be direct, because I'm a very direct person, but I understand that there's a difference in when I talk to my son versus when I talk to a man. You know what I'm saying? You still, you can't just say whatever you want to say. You know, say what you need to say in a language that they can actually understand, so that it puts off a good response from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go in the house and just yell at your wife.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You already know what response you're going to get automatically, even if you are speaking the truth. So you have to say it in a nice tone and, you know, and be cool. Sometimes so that you're not edging that on. It may not work.
Because I've had somebody tell me one time, you know, you think really logically and really realistic. So, but I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on the way that I feel.
Boo. Okay.
That's what was said. Can we focus on the way that I feel versus the actual point and why this happens? Because for me, like if I'm in a disagreement or argument, like, I only stick to the facts. Yeah. This is what happened. This is what was said.
How does that work for you?
Great, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you're a man, so I can understand that.
I can only go so far to deal with your feelings, right? I'm very empathetic. I can sit there and I can do that. And
you address it? Do you address the feeling?
It depends on. So my addressing can be in different forms. It could be silence, or I could let you know I understand, because it used to be way back when I used to be like, okay, well, why you feel that way? Okay, well, you shouldn't feel that way because, but in growth, I realized, you know what? Sometimes it ain't up to me to explain myself more, because if you feel a certain kind of way, that's just how you feel. It's not necessarily my job to change how you feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can acknowledge, hey, I heard you and I understand. Because sometimes that's all it needs. Right. I acknowledge it and I'm going to just let it breathe, and then this too shall pass, because feelings change every 30 seconds. So when dealing with an very emotional being, you just have to realize that. But at the end of the day, we can talk about your feelings all we want to, but if the actual issue is never addressed, that for me is an issue. If we're not going to address the actual problem, then I don't care about talking about your feelings, because the problem still will be there after we done babying your feelings.
Yeah.
See, I feel like when, because I understand, like, as women, we're emotional creatures, you know. It takes a different type of woman to be able to separate logic and emotions. You know, you have to be really one with yourself. No. But sometimes I feel like when there's women who are really super, super, super super emotional, they're usually insecure. And I say insecure because they're not confident in whatever is happening.
Well, it goes back to what Nick said too, though. You're bringing in old baggage from somebody else that they did, and you're just bringing it. That's the only reason you can be insecure or anything else when it comes to that aspect.
Right.
Because why not just sit down and have a level-headed conversation? And even if it does get a little heated because you may get offended or whatever, because it's going to happen. It happens in friendships even. So, but at some point, you got to kind of like calm down and just like have a level head and talk about it. You know what I mean? And then just know your boundaries. And if the other person shares their boundaries, hey, if it get to this point, maybe we just need to take an hour away or take 10 minutes and then come back and talk about it. But it shouldn't be spilling over to the next day. And then the day after that, and you just beating a dead horse about the same stuff.
And the next
and
argument.
all comes back to feelings versus the actual issue that was presented.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you can just say you can agree to disagree. Right. Yeah. I feel like
and be okay with that.
You got to
be okay.
Because honestly, in most relationships, friendships, whatever the case, you're going to come across more agree to disagree moments than you will anything else.
Right.
And that got to be okay.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're both two different individuals. And if I never see your perspective, or maybe I do see your perspective and I respect it, but I'm not going to change my stance on it.
Right.
So we just going to have to agree to disagree.
Right.
And be okay with that and move on.
And be okay with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to force me to believe or think or act how you want me to just so you could feel better.
Right.
Because then that's the issue too, because a lot of people, and I think more women do that. And they think like, okay, cool. And then they go to sleep, and then a week later, be like, I ain't agree with you anyways.
Well.
You'd be like, why didn't you just say that? You know? Let's just agree to disagree.
I feel like, in my marriage, we don't always agree on everything. But as long as there's mutual respect on how each other's perspective is, I think we can live with that.
Yeah.
I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. As long as we respect your perspective and my perspective on a certain topic, we're fine. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, most of the time you're not going to agree on everything. But being okay and respecting the other, no matter how they feel about a certain situation, is the best way forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this next thing, right? It kind of go hand in hand a little bit. Apologies and reconciliation.
Mm-hmm.
I think are like, I think those things are like a huge thing, and something that goes with those are
people don't understand the two.
They don't
break those two down.
They don't, and excuses are always attached to both of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of the time, yeah, but excuses are like a sign of acceptance, right? So if I apologize to you, but it comes with stipulations,
you're right,
or continued behavior,
I'm agreeing
you're
with
just
you.
making an
Let's back up a
excuse.
little. Yeah, I need you to break that down. Excuses.
Yeah, that's good. No, I got that.
Talking about an excuse,
Yeah,
I feel like people use
like excuse with an apology.
With an apology, yes. For me, it's more so if you're going to apologize to me, then this kind of means that the situation is dead. We can move on. It won't be brought up again, any of that. But when it comes attached with
An excuse.
With excuses, then that means, okay, this is now coming with a whole bunch of nonsense, and it's really not an apology at all. If you're going to apologize, but you still got in your apology, you getting stuff off your chest.
Right. To use it as a platform.
That's not an apology, ma'am or
Yeah.
sir. Just come and get it off your chest, and maybe we can squash the issue because all we did was address feelings again or something else, but we didn't actually come to a resolve. So now we have all of these excuses as to, yeah, well, this happens because, or this, or I apologize for this, but you got to realize, like, I was just raised. It's like, I don't care how you was raised because we are now here in the present tense. And if you realize that that's how you was raised and it was not wrong, or if you feel like it wasn't the right way, or if it's not healthy for us or you, then you should have been actively trying to fix it. But a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of adults, use a lot of their past, their habits, everything as excuses as to why they do some of the things that they do. For me, it's like, all right, you're using your excuse as acceptance, but I don't have to accept your excuse or your nonsense, and I don't. That's always an issue with me when I deal with adults.
Yeah,
because
when a person gives an excuse, it's just them trying to get you to accept
what
the
they
reasoning
do.
behind.
Yes.
If I'm late, then I make excuses. Me trying to convince you to accept my reasoning behind being late. You don't have to.
Or hear, oh, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, you just
Like,
you're creating
that's
a
what you wanna
reason.
hear.
Like you just want me to accept what you're saying. But
Yeah.
like you said, true apology comes from you just genuinely feel bad about what happened or what didn't happen. Period.
Right.
And it don't necessarily have to make you feel bad, because maybe you just came to a realization of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're apologizing, like, you know what? I apologize because I realized whatever. Or, you know what? I was trash. I shouldn't have did that because I know it may have made you feel this way. Or I apologize because of whatever. But you ain't getting nothing off your chest. It's basically, we can use it as a platform, but it's a platform to move on. You know what I mean? And an apology is not for the other person, because sometimes people will apologize with the expectation of receiving something in return. And if you apologize like that, then don't apologize at all.
Well, I hate when people apologize. If you want to apologize, just apologize for your actions, period.
Yeah.
I hate when people say I apologize because you.
Yeah.
I apologize
Oh my
because
God.
I said this,
Yeah.
but I apologize because you took it a certain way.
Or I'm sorry that you feel that way.
You don't have, or I'm sorry because you feel that way.
Oh
Like,
my
that's BS.
gosh.
Yeah.
Because it's like my whole thing is that I would apologize. I would say, listen, if I offended you for what I did or said, I'll just say, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to offend you. But I'm not gonna say I'm sorry that you were offended. Like that's so narcissistic.
It's not an apology. I had to get on a guy the other day about that stuff. Just don't talk to me.
Because even if you can, even if you wanted to get something off your chest, you could still be like, listen, that wasn't my intention. My intention was to X, Y, Z, but I realized it went left, and I apologize.
But if you want to get off your chest, let's talk without you apologizing.
Still,
It's better just to have a conversation
I
than
agree.
a night. Like if we came because you had an issue with me or I had an issue with you, let's have a don't apologize. Let's just talk about it. Hey, can we talk about what happened the other day?
Or the whole, I apologize because I don't want you to be mad. I apologize because I don't want the rest of our week to be. It's like
that's so selfish.
It's like, man,
That's
what?
so selfish.
So you mean the problem's still gonna be there, and you just like
You just trying to get through this week.
you just trying to get through the week.
But once Sunday come, then Monday, that's a whole new day.
Let's have a conversation so that the rest of the week won't be like
Yes.
let me get you to understand why I said or I did what I'm. Or if you truly feel bad because what happened, just listen, I didn't mean for it to go like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for my part in what I did.
Would you be more accepting if like, okay, me and you have a disagreement? I'm like, I'm sorry. And then you're like, all right, cool. And, it was a sincere apology. But then like 2 or 3 days later, you be like, I come back and be like, I realized something about myself the other day. And then I start going into, my mom did this when I was younger and my dad did this. And I believe that this is the reason why I treated you that way.
That's cool because it opens up another conversation.
But that's different.
Now, if we didn't have that conversation before,
yeah,
no,
that's why. Then I realized,
But that's two
and
different
then
situation. What you said.
well, no, I'm
you said
I'm
number
splitting
one.
it up
Well, you said number
because
one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm splitting it up because he was saying that, I'm sorry, but I just want you to realize that this is how I feel. That's something totally different. But if I split up the conversation amongst 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
No, what I was saying is like I'm never gonna apologize for a disagreement. Like if me and you like I said, if it's respect, why do we have to apologize? You feel the earth is round, I feel the earth is flat. What do I need to apologize for? Just respect how I feel, and I respect how you feel.
I may throw a jab in there and be like, I think that's stupid, but hey, it's your perspective.
No, sometimes I want to hear.
Why do you
But
have
that's
to call it
disrespectful.
stupid?
Yeah,
No, I
I
do apologize because if I said something within the disagreement, like that's dumb, bro. Like, why do you think that? It's like, okay, that's disrespectful. But if I disrespect, like, listen, man, that's what that's only that's you got it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to like. I respect what you. I don't care to change people's thought process on stuff, and I don't need to apologize for that. But then if I have to approach this conversation later and say, well, I'm sorry that you felt like, then that's a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
No, I like to hear the apology. Do you like to hear apologies?
No.
But see, if I don't feel like I was wrong, I'm not the type to apologize for you. You can
And I'm
apologize to me,
accepting that.
you know it's genuine because it ain't often gonna do because I'm pretty intentional.
Yeah.
Right. So if I come to you and I apologize. But if I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, if I'm going through processing like, all right, nah, big dog, I ain't do nothing wrong. So if you apologize,
I can understand that.
I wouldn't apologize for no reason.
If you don't want to apologize, it's okay. But I'm telling you, I'm saying I like to hear it.
I feel like the biggest apology is change behavior.
Correct.
Like, I don't need you to like
Touche.
pump my big head up. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I want to hear it.
And I don't even care to hear it.
Yeah.
Change the behavior so I know it's real. Like, don't have to have us come to this point again to where we even have to apologize per se. Change the behavior so let's move forward. That's the biggest apology to me is change behavior.
Yeah, I like both. Because for me, I want to know
I only like change behavior.
I like to change behavior, but sometimes I want to know when it's initiated. I want to know when your start point is. Yes, I want to know where your start point, so then I can start looking at you with a fresh eye. You say, I'm sorry, then it's like, okay, boom, I'm going to reset the clock, and now we're going to see where you are. That's the reason why I like to hear it. I want to hear it so I know when to start my clock and do my revaluation.
I think that's stringent upon the relationship too. If you're early on in a relationship, it's easier to do that than if you're further along.
True.
And if somebody has a habit of just apologizing just
you
for
don't
the
wanna
heck of
hear
it,
it.
you don't want to
You
hear
don't
it.
wanna hear it.
Because then it's like, okay, this is just part of your protocol. You just apologizing just to do it. Let's like she said, is there going to be changed behavior now,
But
or are we going to be right back here?
I don't believe it's a real apology unless it's changed behavior, like in a long-term relationship.
For sure.
Like, like you can't apologize to me 10 times. Now, when do we get to the point where that's BS?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It should be one apology, change behavior.
Then you're just
I give
pissing
you
on my
two,
leg.
maybe
telling
you got a habit of doing something. I give you 2. But beyond 2, you just apologize. You just like to apologize.
Sorry mean you ain't supposed to do it again.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's what it means. So once you hear sorry, then that's when I reset your clock. Now after that,
That gets to a point like, but I think every apology needs to come to conversation. I think there should be apology or conversation within the apology and change behavior. Like, there's too many times where people just, oh, I'm sorry, and then let's move on and go. Well, that's back to what you're saying, the reconciliation point.
Yeah.
But too many people think that it's just like you do something and then sorry, then we reconcile. It's like it don't work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be a conversation on both parts to understand what transcended. How did you feel? How did I feel? And let's change behaviors. Where do we move on from this point?
And no excuse should be attached to a reconciliation or an apology. Because that's the only way that we do reconcile is if we actually, like you said, come to a conversation. And every conversation does not mean that we're going to reconcile.
Yeah, every apology doesn't mean reconcile. Like, yeah.
right?
And that's kind of narcissist to think that apology is going to equal
good again.
You know, that's kind of depends on what you did. Like, you walking up to a person thinking like, "Oh, I said I'm sorry. We should be back." Like, it don't work like that. Man. You know what I'm saying? Allow me to feel how I feel,
right?
And allow me to make that. You know, if I messed up and allow that person to make a decision. It's like a cheating dude or cheating woman. Well, I said I'm sorry. Allow me to go through what I feel like I need to go through.
Yeah.
So that feeling could change your perspective on things. If it changes your perspective on things, sometimes those feelings do change. When it does change you, it causes you to look at that person differently.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes for good.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
both of y'all had something too.
Oh, I was gonna talk about what's that big boy name? From the blind, the Blind Side dude.
You had something else, but go ahead and roll with that one.
Oh, what was something else?
I can't remember.
I had something in my head, but
you said something else.
did I?
Yeah, but just roll.
Womp. Oh. Yeah, mine's just the Blind Side dude. He gonna wait until the movie got made. All these years is over.
Was, what, 10 years ago?
Like, I think that had to be like 2009, 2010 maybe. Maybe I'm off.
I couldn't tell you.
But for people who don't know and haven't heard, my man he's suing them, right?
He's suing them.
He's suing
2009, see?
Michael Orr.
Yeah, he gonna wait until the movie got made, and everybody that heard his story to say, well, they tricked me. Now, they didn't come up out of nowhere with this movie and this idea of what happened. Somebody had to tell the biography, or somebody had to sit there and tell me, like, yes, they took me in, and this is what somebody had to confirm something. So he gonna confirm it, and then boom. You want me to get that for you? I get it for you, friend.
I was going to leave it there for the rest of the episode.
It's okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to wait until after all of that and then want to say, they tricked me.
Well, here's what the thing says. The thing says the 14-page petition filed in Tennessee probate court alleges that Sean and Leah, Ann, whatever their last name is, took Orr into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after Orr turned 18 in 2004, the petition says the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name.
So he was never adopted.
According to this, correct. He was never adopted.
So what is he fighting?
After he turned 18 is when he was tricked into signing a document.
So what is he fighting? What is he fighting? Do he want their name? Do he want money?
What are you trying to get? I mean, you
did they steal from him?
It worked for you.
Well, if they made the business deals, because I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, that they were kind of getting money from this movie. He wasn't.
Oh, so he wants back.
So they sold their rights.
Yeah. But they were getting all the benefits and he wasn't receiving anything.
The NFL money might have dried up on him.
Something had to happen because I ain't never seen him play in the NFL.
It may be right though. I don't know.
No, a lineman, they don't really get the recognition, but they like some of the highest paid people on the field.
Yeah, but I know who isn't.
You don't know another offensive lineman in the NFL.
I was about to say no, not offensive. I was going to say Troy Polamalu.
He plays safety, sweetheart.
He did play safety, but that's the first person I thought of. I know some of them. What does he have
to do with this exactly?
I'm just saying, I don't know any linemen. But I know they protect the quarterback.
He on defense.
He was on defense?
Yes.
Womp womp. Even worse.
Like I was saying, a lot of linemen, they're not as famous, but they get paid a lot.
I know that big one.
They all big.
No, that one big one.
The one.
He had that long hair. I can see the letters between his hair, but it's not making out. It's not.
Oh, so what were we getting at? What were we getting at with the point with the stuff? Where's we going?
No, I just didn't understand the simple fact. I just didn't understand what he wanted at all. What do you want? Like, do you want them to give you the money back from the time you were 18? Then you were 18. Why didn't you read it?
He couldn't read when they met, could he?
Well, that's why he went to school.
Right.
You remember in the movie that he started getting good grades.
Oh, that is right. He did say.
So he could read. He could read.
Oh shoot!
He had played football
So they
before.
fabricated the story.
The whole story.
He was fat.
What?
Oh, you said fabricated. You know you good for the fat
Wow, that's crazy. That's projection.
You just want me to say something
That's
today.
what I thought you was getting at.
That's projection.
No, you did not.
I thought that's what you was getting at. I'm sorry.
Wow. When she said it, did she look at you?
I didn't say it. I said fabricated.
Sometimes she do look.
But
over.
did she look?
I didn't catch it that time. But typically, when we on a conversation about like heaviness or something,
I know.
Like we could be talking about heavy as far as like a heavy depression. I just kind of feel like you ever feel somebody looking at you. You ever feel somebody look like you might be somewhere you can just feel like. That's how I always feel when we discuss anything with weight, heaviness, big. Like it could be a big problem, and I just. I don't know. I got a question for you guys. So, I was recently on another podcast, and the question came up of, do you guys think that it's good to have standards in a relationship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Can standards become controlling?
In what sense?
Yeah.
Can your standards for yourself about how you want another person to behave, can that be controlling?
Wait, what did my standard got to do with somebody else?
If your standards of you don't want your, like you, we all hit to the old like Jonah Hill situation where he kind of put out a long list of stuff for his girlfriend.
I thought that was a preference and the standard, I guess.
I think his preference became a standard because something happened. She did something, and that's why
he did it.
He came out with that.
It's like retaliation.
Yeah. So I think the context that got put out via social media was basically it came across controlling, but the backstory is she did some stuff, and that's why he
did that.
Yeah. So in that context, I agree with my man's because I would have said the same thing. If we go stay together, then this is how we do it because now you've created maybe jealousy, insecurities that were not here before, but because of your actions, here we
Did they
are.
end up breaking up?
I think so. I think. Are they still together? Oh.
She said yes to all that?
She wanted
Well, if
that.
she messed up, why wouldn't she? If she wanted to stay.
Yeah, I think that he was controlling.
And he's skinny now. Ain't he real skinny?
Yeah, he is.
He like skinny.
I don't think it's controlling because you have a choice to leave.
Correct.
Like, when he rolled out that scroll of whatever and sat at the round table with her, like, hello, this is because of your actions. This is now my standards for you. Mm-hmm. You can choose to agree. You can choose to disagree. I don't think it's only controlling if you allow it to be. You have a choice to leave. She could have said, kiss my ass. And she could have left. But
Instead, she went to social media to say, look at this control and joy.
and then stayed.
Let's just say she didn't do anything. Let's just say his preference standards
Up
I don't.
front.
So you just saying in general up front.
In general,
your standards.
listen, I like my woman to do X, Y, and Z. I like her to dress X, Y, and Z. This is what I expect as a woman.
I'd have to say no.
that's controlling.
Even in the front, up top.
You can choose to agree to this
That
or
ain't got,
not.
that ain't got nothing to do with
Then ain't
you.
nothing controlling about it.
That's why I feel it ain't got nothing
It's
to do
only
with
controlling
you.
if you become controlled by it. Like
Yeah.
if
Right.
you allowing this man to dictate, oh, you're allowed to wear this, you're not allowed to wear that. You are choosing to be controlled by his standards.
Right. If I say I don't like to see a man in no thong flip flops, and then you come in my house clopping, and I tell you to exit stage left, that's on you.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. No, that's.
Now, what if you presented standards like later down the line?
I didn't agree to that.
But you can still.
Yeah.
Choose to
You can
leave.
still choose to. 'Cause
Right.
I think
Choice.
sometimes I think it's possible for it to come down the line because let's just say you started dating in January. You never went on vacation. You live in the climate that we live in. So you may say, you ain't coming out. Most people don't come out and say everything that they dislike or like about certain situations up front. So let's just imagine somebody didn't. But then June comes along and your lady gets up and she got on these shorts and the butt cheeks hanging out. You're like, whoa, I don't like that. She's like, well, I've always worn these. Like, well, I didn't know that. We started dating in January. How was I supposed to know? So now we 6 months in, and now you like wearing shorts with your cheeks hanging out, clapping.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but now you got an
clapping.
issue, and you're gonna right off rip 9 times out of 10, a woman's gonna say you're trying to control what I wear.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to control what you wear. I'm just saying I don't want my lady out with her buns hanging out. It's a standard of mine, but we didn't come to this standard up front because we started dating when you was wearing Uggs,
Yeah.
leggings in
And
whatever.
a sweater.
And that's a
You know what I'm
good point
saying?
because sometimes standards could come out. Standards sometimes might not be presented at first.
Mm-hmm.
Like if, like you just said, if we start dating in the wintertime and typically I see you in a coat, some sweats and a hoodie, and then come sundress season and things is thinking.
Yeah. Got yams.
Yeah. Now what you do?
Indeed.
And now that person say, I don't really like you dressing like that. Now y'all 6-7 months in, can you still say, you know what? Deuces, because I dress like this.
Yes.
It's your choice.
It's a choice.
It's your
still.
choice. Yes.
But if you choose to stay,
Now you got to do some sort of what you doing.
You gotta
put on some spanks.
You gotta put on some
Compromising.
spanks.
Wear your
Yeah.
wear
You
your
gotta wear some
sundress, but put on
drawers
some
on.
spanks.
Put some drawers on. Throw some drawers on underneath.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's. I think that there are happy mediums that most people and
Compromises,
compromises that you can come to.
Just put some drawers
But if it's
on.
something that, well, I've always, because I think that's one thing you always like. Well, I've always done this. Well, we ain't always been together. So
Welcome to the new day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, some people do address that up front, maybe because I got a cousin and he'll straight up be like, man, if you wear leggings, sundress, and this, I don't want you. That's his preference, but he states that up front though.
At least
Because
he's-
for him, he was just like, I don't want all that extra attention. You already look that way. You go get the attention. Why add more to it? If you like dressing that way, go ahead, but we can't be together. But he's upfront about it though.
Yeah.
He's laying out his standards. So if a woman chooses to stay with him, well, I mean, let me ask y'all. So if a man, let's say a man has standards, whatever, y'all come out with something y'all think is sexy as heck, your guy's like,
Go change.
yeah, I think that's inappropriate. How y'all reacting?
Are we dating?
Yes.
That wasn't weird
Why?
because I feel like that's something super small. Like us, you telling me how you feel about an outfit. You feel like it's inappropriate. One, why do you feel like this is inappropriate? Like, what is inappropriate about this? I'm gonna ask you why do you feel like this is inappropriate, and if like you are really bothered by it. I don't have any issue with changing, because I would hope that if I come to you with any type of issue, that you would do the same for me. It's not that important for me to wear his outfit. Like, I don't know. Just me personally, it's not that big of a deal to me. I would change it if it's like, hey, babe, I think that's a little inappropriate. Can you wear? And it's also about your delivery as well. You look like a hoe. Change. Who you talking to?
But let me ask you,
Because now I'm aware that I'm gonna post a picture in it.
All right, Kiki.
That's what I'm gonna do.
let me ask you this though. I'm sorry, I mean,
But like your delivery, if you, hey babe, I don't really, I think that's a little inappropriate. I think you'll look nice in something else. I don't know. It's not a big deal to me. I would change.
that's all cool and dandy.
I guess I would change.
But what happens when you disagree with him? You think it's appropriate.
Then now we have a whatever at the table, and either we're going to compromise or we're both about to be walking around the house mad at each other.
No, because I was about to leave.
You're about to leave.
Oh, we about to leave.
So you got an outfit that you prepared. Let's just say y'all remember on Power season 1. And they was going to I don't know if it was a grand opening, but they was going to the club.
It was a grand opener.
Okay, it was a grand opener. Now, we all know if it's the grand opener, y'all preparing for these outfits. Which means you probably prepared a week in advance. I got my, girls, you got your dress laid out. I'm going to wear these shoes with this, do my makeup this way, hair done this way, boom, boom, boom. And then your dress, putting on your makeup, and right before we leave, I don't like that outfit. Look like you own the club instead of going to it. You disagree. Now what do we do? Because sometimes I'm going to be honest with you. You know what? I just hit my 4-year mark, so just gonna put that out there. Sorry now, but a lot of we say a lot of stuff. Oh shoot, we say a lot of stuff like it ain't that big of a deal. But then what do you do when it becomes a big deal?
Yeah,
because a lot of times it ain't that simple.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
it seems way more simple just to say it. Like, yeah, I'll go change. But what happens when I prepared for this outfit? Are you still? What do you do from there?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably ain't changing. If I done prepared for it, and it's like because like you said, we got a big event. I know me personally, weeks in advance.
Most women.
And I also would have shown you too.
I would have showed you.
Because I like stuff like that. Like, what you think about this? Like, which one? And I'm sending you some options. So I know me. I'm gonna send you some sort. But in the event that I haven't,
it looks different to say, hey, this dress, and then. Yo, what it look like on?
Yeah.
But in the event that I haven't, and we about to leave, and it's like, what?
I feel like this. If we, like you said, going to the club, and he said you look like you going to the club and not the owner of one. If we got it like that, then take me to the store. Let's find another. I don't give a crap what we got. We own the club.
I'm saying I ain't got nothing.
We own the club.
Hey, this all I got.
So it shouldn't matter what you go there and put on there. Go put something on in that closet.
Listen, we own the club. Clearly, if I chose this and you said I look like a peasant.
But I also feel like that's inconsiderate. Why would you wait until 10 minutes before I leave? You could at least...
Because you waited to come downstairs.
No. Hey, babe, what you wearing? This our grand opening. How you coming? What you looking like?
Yeah, but what if you hit him with a, wait till you see what I'm wearing to the event?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Okay,
because I'm going to want to match him.
Right, opening up a club. No, I'm not doing that.
Let's switch the situation. We got a fresh tuxedo we done wore, and the tuxedo came with some slim fit pants. Now, I don't know about most men, but you walk out and that print is printing. And y'all see me like, yo, listen, them pants is too damn tight. And I say, like, this is what I got for this tuxedo. I ain't changing. How would y'all feel?
Matter of fact,
no, we have a problem. Wait.
I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's 10 minutes.
I know how to stitch.
I ain't changing.
I'm gonna let it out. I'm gonna let out the stitches.
Does that bother you? Like,
wait. What do you mean let it out the stitches?
Does that bother you?
You can take the seam out a little bit.
Like a gray sweatpant type of print?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Sometimes you can see it through the tuxedo.
Because women get envious, and you be like, dang, did you see him? And then everybody know. Then everybody
can do that without the print.
I can't do nothing about this. I'm wearing these pants.
Women will do that without the print.
No, but there's some women who specifically seek out to look at that. So I'm canceling those heifers out.
Okay, so what would y'all? So tell y'all. So let's stay on. I tell y'all, I got 10 minutes. I can't change. I showed you the pants I was wearing. We own the club.
Listen.
It's just tuxedo pants.
Hold on.
You knew what I was wearing.
I have a solution. If you come to me saying that my outfit is tore up and you don't like it, right? I'm going to equally tell you, regardless if I like it or not, about how much I don't like your suit. Then it gives me extra time to figure out what I'm going to wear.
This ain't the same day, though.
Whatever.
It's
the same day. No.
Wait, why doesn't he want me to wear the dress? Because he don't like it?
Sexual or something.
Just
your tits are titty.
Let me tell you this.
He said it looks like
a peasant.
He said it looks like a peasant.
But put it like this.
A peasant.
Because
but when that flesh is being shown.
It's
because
the
feeling that you gave him is the same feeling that you see him walking down the stairs, and the only thing you see is It's just swinging back and forth. You're like, hold on, now that's not gonna work.
You got to put some drawers on. We can fix that.
Cause why you out with no drawers on?
Yeah, you got to fix
Well,
that.
let's say he do got everything tight, compressed, and it's stuck.
It's just
And he got
staying
his
there.
ankles out, and you can see it
Meat
on the
just
side.
meeting.
Yeah,
If
no,
it's that long,
that's
yeah.
a no-go.
He in the wrong industry. He ain't gonna be in the club industry. But that's beyond the point. What I'm saying is this: that man says he's not changing his pants. Are
We
y'all
not-
controlling
You know what?
him?
Let's make it more interesting because the club one, I think that's normal, right?
We go
Let's
to church.
To show
No,
a print?
no,
I heard
church.
this church
Church.
club in a minute.
No. Girls' night out.
Okay.
And a boys' night out.
Correct. Girls' night out. And you going with the group of friends that like to get lit. Y'all like to get it in.
Right.
And every time y'all go together, my man's get nervous. Because he like, man, she gonna be out there with Sherry, Brenda,
Sissy.
Letitia. Like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Like, she about to be out there with all of these jokers.
Scratching Sissy.
3 of them is single. That one cheat on her husband on a regular basis. And I know these because of pillow
Why
talk.
am I
And you about to
friends
go
with
out to
these
have a good
people?
time with them. And you talking about, oh, and we may stay the night
And
somewhere.
you got this one piece on.
And you dress real nice, but more so the issue is I like what you wearing. I think it's cool for where y'all going. I really don't want you to go though, because this crew right here, I don't trust them.
Now you
And you say, but I trust them, and you should trust me.
you should trust
And because
me.
you trust me, it should be fine. But I'm like, look, according to my standards, I'm
Makes me
like,
my
you know
go-to.
what? Like my
I always got.
I don't want my woman going out with a group of women because at the end of the day, you're a representation of who you hang with. And what they represent, I don't really like that. You ain't agreeing.
Is he
How is this
controlling
playing out?
Why would he just pick that night? Girls' night out is a good time.
Yeah,
Why
that's
would
what's
he,
up.
Why
Stick
would
to
he
the
just
scenario.
pick
He should
that
know,
night?
but he
How
should
are
have
you
known.
Right,
changing?
like all of a sudden,
It's
now
a
you
yes
don't
or
like
no
my
question. It's a
friends.
yes or no question.
No.
Are you changing?
No, no.
No, it's not changing. He said he don't want us
changing.
to
He don't want
go.
you to
Are
go.
you going?
He said, "Why? Wait. First of all, why is he telling me just then? He knew
No,
beforehand.
no. Remember, at the top of the scenario, I said he's here. Who you going? And he getting nervous because every time you go with this group, it's usually something going on. Again, she cheat on her husband.
She
These
dancing
ones
with
are
everybody.
single. That one may be a hoe, and we just
Did he? Okay, and he's saying this right before I'm about to walk out the door.
No, you're telling him who
these
you
are
going out
ongoing.
with.
Okay, remember.
Okay, I'm just making sure
But
I
I
get
also
it.
said he knows a lot of this information because of pillow talk.
Got it.
Okay, because of pillow talk, because y'all, you pillow talk with your man, and you like, man, I can't believe Brenda then
I
went
get
ahead
it.
and did this, that, and the other.
I get it,
And
okay.
now you about to go out with Brenda?
Okay, I get it. Brenda had a baby and all of that stuff, so we got to make sure. Got it.
Are y'all not
So-
going or y'all being controlled?
Are you not
I'm
going? Because he like, I don't want you going. I don't agree with this. This girl's like, it ain't, if you was going with Letitia and it was with Kim, Susie, and such, that'd be fine. 'Cause that crew is cool. But this crew, I don't want you going.
I'm with Sai. I'm going to seek understanding first.
Oh, Sal ain't say that.
Yeah, she ain't say nothing.
She did with the other thing.
It's a whole nother
We
No.
ain't talking about the other thing.
I'm
We
just
talking
saying,
about
but
this.
I understand, but she still says she would seek understanding of why you don't like it or whatever. So
He
I'm saying,
already told you why.
I got it. No, but I need to know why exactly again.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I seen y'all the
That
last
mean
time
you
I was
going.
with.
I need to know
That
exactly.
mean you're going.
I'm gonna tell you why the
Because
last
they're gonna
time.
still be my friends. Because essentially,
Y'all can be
if
friends.
I can't
No,
go out with
that's
them.
my
You're trying to,
point.
huh?
I'ma tell you.
If you saying no, if you're telling me you don't really like me hanging out with this person, friends hang out. So essentially, you're saying you don't want to be friends. You don't want me to be friends with them.
No,
Y'all can be friends in a different capacity.
Y'all can go out to lunch
When,
dates.
yeah, but when it comes out to
But y'all ain't
girls'
going-
night out
Y'all ain't going to Miami on the weekend trip.
and trips,
There's mimosas at lunch.
and
me tell you
after your brunch, after your mimosa, you probably coming home.
Is anybody getting drunk off mimosas at brunch? We got another conversation. That's
This-
further
Oh,
than who you
Wait,
been.
hold on.
hold
What kind of
on,
stuff?
what?
That is a
Sayo,
whole
you talking
thing.
to Sayo right now?
So you
That's
done
a
got
whole
drunk
thing.
off mimosas at
You
brunch?
ain't never been to a brunch with bottomless mimosas?
Bottomless mimosas.
Wow.
Well, y'all been there, but yeah,
You done dr-
That's your problem.
Getting drunk off of mimosas at brunch is a thing, and it is a time.
Oh, well.
Find a way to have it. Oh, it's a time.
Who do you hang out with?
I don't
Letitia,
care if I'm
Brenda.
with y'all. If we go somewhere in this brunch and they got bottomless mimosas, I'm getting drunk. And I'm telling y'all that right
Hold on
now.
for a second. We got a question.
Oh, I love a good mimosa.
Okay, so are you going?
I'm gonna be so mad. So
I'm gonna be very upset.
But I'm gonna have an attitude.
But I'm gonna have an attitude. I'm gonna say no.
I'm slamming doors.
But I'm gonna be mad.
But
I'm gonna cuss.
But what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna cuss
home,
though.
but I'm gonna be mad.
I'm gonna cuss real bad.
Now, when you tell your girls, what are you saying to
I
them?
don't know. I gotta make up a lie.
I'm gonna have to make up a lie. I cannot.
You ain't gonna tell the truth.
Period
Why?
cramps. Period cramps.
You're not about to get all this out of me. Now I'm gonna stay, but I ain't gotta mind your business on why I'm telling them. I'm saying, hey, y'all.
Okay, let's give another next
second
week.
cousin.
They call you again.
I feel like you're looking for a contradiction.
Right,
You're looking for us to say yes.
Because 2 weeks go by and they're like, hey, we
doing it again. We killed it last weekend.
I'm be like this. I still can't go.
We had a time last week. Lakeisha sucked
that
dick.
Then what?
She sucked that
Because it's the same. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
we
The
gonna
answer
do it
still is gonna
again.
have to be no.
No, that's insane.
But at that point, if it's gonna become a thing,
This my
I'm probably
boyfriend
gonna have
or
to
my
sit
husband?
down.
This is your boyfriend.
Oh,
But it's a boyfriend like
I can see forever.
Yes, it's a
Then I'm gonna have to
serious.
my
sit
man,
down.
my man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
The one that I can't wait till my man y'all to death about.
Absolutely.
like Johnny
Yeah,
Gill,
I'm
my
gonna still
man.
tell her no. I'm gonna still tell him no. But at this
You
point,
gonna tell him no?
No, I'm gonna still tell them no. But I'm gonna have to sit down and explain to them something else, so that it's not something reoccurring. Because they're gonna ask me. What's
The first time I'm lying up to my friends about
Right.
why I go, but like if this is a reoccurring, like
I'm gonna have to.
yeah,
say something.
it's gonna have to come to like a but no,
I'm
I ain't
gonna have
gonna
to
I
say
ain't gonna
something.
keep lying.
No, I'm not gonna keep.
No, the first time lying for show.
100%.
Gotta lie.
100%.
And
Can't
when
wait
y'all
to
tell
lie.
the truth and they start calling him insecure and jealous
take
and
him
the
for y'all,
simp
man.
I would
and the
try-
whatever, what y'all saying to him?
I would
Sounds
try
like
my
what he
best. No. I guess because
Would y'all be real? Because we know in most, okay, don't get offended, in majority of female groups, friend groups, y'all ain't real with each other. So what would be y'all response if they start calling your man jealous, insecure?
First of all, I'm not gonna blame it on him.
Well, it's not so much a blame.
It is gonna be blaming. At the end of the day, I'm saying the reason why I can't hang out with you is because my man does not agree with your lifestyle. At the end of the day, it does not matter. I'm blaming it on him. So I wouldn't put that spotlight on him for them to despise him.
So what would you say?
It's my choice. Because he set the standard, and I'm gonna have to go to them and say, listen, as much as I don't like to, I'm electing not to go out in this capacity anymore, and just keep it like that.
Invite me to brunch.
But invite me to brunch.
So we can
He
do
said
the
he's
same
okay
thing.
with
No, we
brunch.
could go shopping.
Or we got to think of something else.
We gotta hang out in the daytime.
And when they read,
I'm not allowed to be your friend
and
when
when
the
they
sun
read
go
through
down.
all of that and say it's because of Johnny.
Well, if they're gonna read past it, and I'm gonna say, say what you like, but I'm telling you in my capacity that this is exactly what it is. So if they can't respect me as a friend to say exactly
Because
what
this
I
side would
say,
be a
then
male
that's how
group.
it
If that
is.
was us, you'd be like, yeah, I can't go out or whatever. And then if it persisted, you'd be like, man, you can't go out because of Brenda.
That's Trina. You know, just if that was her name, you know what I'm saying? If that was her name. You know, supposedly that was her name.
We called her Brenda.
Oh, got you.
All right.
Why are you like
We can
this?
roll with that. Because of Trina.
Yeah.
You can't go out because of Trina, okay? And we all know it's because of Trina. But that's how guys are. We straight up, man, you can't go out because of Trina. You're like, well, yeah. You're like, man, just tell him, man, she are.
But y'all
But
aren't
we
gonna
real.
Yeah, but y'all aren't gonna care afterwards.
Right.
Like y'all gonna call them
That's gonna be
Tinder
it.
dick and move on.
Women, they're gonna
wholeheartedly fall
and they're
out.
gonna not like you.
Yeah,
And they're gonna
it
despise
stops.
my whole
Well, that's y'all both was
relationship.
hanging out with some
It's
girls,
not even like
hoes.
Yes.
And
You
no,
just gonna fall
correct.
some
And no,
catty-
it don't matter.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter who
Yeah.
that woman was. She could have
Yes,
been
it
my
would.
Yes, it
no,
does.
no, it
No,
Yes,
doesn't.
it was.
No, yes, it
disagree.
does.
Oh, it's so crazy how
Yes,
you're
it
not a
does.
woman and you're gonna tell me that it doesn't
know,
I
matter.
haven't been a woman
That's
to,
so crazy.
to see these type of situations play out.
I'm saying it doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
Change your circle.
it don't matter. It doesn't matter if you had a friend of 10 years or
Ain't nobody
a
talking about
friend.
length.
I
We
ain't
ain't
talking
talking
about
about
Look,
length
I'm
of friendship.
saying her or even a true
not
true
talking
best
about
friend.
length of
Let me
It
ask you a
doesn't
que-
matter.
Yes, it
they're
does.
gonna
It does.
they're gonna
Saya.
not like you. If
Saya,
I
let
blame
me
it
ask
on
you a
you, they're
question.
not gonna like
Saya,
you.
let me ask you a question. One of your homegirls from y'all Flossie Posse gets married, and respectively they came to you and said, you know what, y'all, I'm married now, and you know what, I can't go on those trips no more. You gonna stop liking her? So you would have to disagree with what she just said. It don't matter.
No, I didn't say they wouldn't like her. I said they won't like him. That's what I said.
That's,
I never said me.
Would you
I said they wouldn't like him.
Then let's flip it. Let's flip it. Would you dislike because she said, listen, I'm married now, so he feels a little uncomfortable with the type of trips we go on, you know, because some of the homegirls, you know, they show themselves a little bit, and I can't hang out with that type of environment anymore. Would you be upset at her?
What'd you say?
Period. That's the face right there.
I'm actually. Would you be upset?
That
at her?
homegirl used to do that when they wasn't on a trip.
Correct.
That homegirl used to do that just as a, hey, happy Sunday.
I thought somebody back there for real. So if your homegirl said like, listen, I can't hang out with y'all no more. My dude just.
You'll feel some type of way.
No,
about
all jokes aside, like we gonna make, like I would make my jokes like, oh, you blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, no, because because like at the end of the day, like I'm not married. You are in a whole different realm than I am. You are married. You are a wife. This is your husband. Right. So I'm not. I can only speak for me. I'm not gonna, oh, bitch, blah blah blah. No, like I think because we do have a person in our circle that is married.
Would you feel some type of way at her husband?
No, I wouldn't.
What if they were in a serious relationship and it was her boyfriend? Would you feel some type of way about them then?
I'm definitely gonna talk some shit about it. I might feel a way about it for a day or two. But like overall, no, that's your relationship. Y'all do what works for your relationship. That's what I'm saying. Your happy home or your home to wreck or not to wreck.
Not every woman is not gonna feel some type of way.
No, I don't agree that every woman would feel some type of way. No, I don't.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some women that just, I think as a man, if a dude came to us and say, yo, you know what I'm saying, I can't hang out because wifey, you know what I'm saying, don't feel comfortable with the type
I feel like it's
going
to take a special type of dude to respect something like that.
Yeah.
No, and
then,
like saying like, oh, like I can't kick it with y'all because my girl said so. Every guy is not just going to be
they gonna say it in those words? Where you like, man, I can't come out again.
I mean,
but at the end of the day, that's what's going to boil down to.
I'm not invited to everything.
Like, anyway, you keep. If I'm right or wrong, right? Most guys on that first conversation when that happened, we go call it out right then and there.
They're gonna clown him.
We go call it out right. So he ain't even got to get all the words out of his mouth. We automatically jumping on him.
But what type of friend is inviting another friend to a situation that could potentially harm their marriage?
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna do that.
Who does that?
But see, this is the thing, and that's you're looking at this thing from a short term view. Okay, yes,
I'm married.
No, no. I'm not talking about that. No.
Happily married.
No, I'm talking about
by myself.
The aggression, not the aggression, the relationship with the friend. So even with that one friend saying, even if she is understanding or whatever it is, you can't tell me that the back of her head every time that her friend makes a decision, that's not something that's playing in her head, especially if it's something that she did like and now she don't want to do. Yes, you're going to have that respect for her, but at the same time, you're going to be sitting there like, it was probably Joseph that said something.
Yep, until she get with Brad.
And then it's going to be okay.
And then
but
she'll be the same way.
It's going to be that way, yes. But I'm saying I'm saying that at the end of the day, there's going to be some sort.
No, if you truly
happy,
it's going to be.
If you truly happy for
as a woman,
yeah. If you truly happy for a person and you came and said, you know what, you're in a relationship, and then we had a situation where, typically we get at these dudes. Typically, we'll let these dudes take our number. It's good that Brenda not here because she would have gotten in trouble if she was here.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about, it could have been something like this. Like, it could have been something like, okay, she told us that she can't date. I mean, she can't go out on these girls' trips with us, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right. And she say this because she's married. Then I'm like, hey, girl, do you want to go out to lunch with us? And she like, no, I don't think I should go. I'm going to automatically think it's going to be him. It's going to be an automatic trigger. Then let's say it's like, hey, girl, we about to go get some shoes or something. And you're like, oh, I can't do that. It's going to be an automatic trigger. So y'all looking at it as if it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to respect you for this moment. But women are forever. So that means every time I ask you something or you make a decision, it could be small or big, I'm going to automatically trigger it to being that man's fault to the reason why you don't want to do it.
If it was a toxic relationship or something toxic. Like that,
It
I
don't
can understand it.
No,
And
it don't have to be
but
toxic.
Because
That
you're trying to
is
make
toxic.
this,
It don't have.
but you're
No,
trying to
it
make
doesn't
this
have to
just
be
a woman
toxic.
thing.
But
That's
that
not
is
just
toxic,
a woman
though.
thing.
That
Men,
scenario that you
there's
just
some men
made.
that are the same way. I mean, so
That scenario
it
you
ain't.
It don't
just
have
said
to
is-
be
But
toxic.
typically, that's in a relationship.
It
if
can
it's
even be a
terrible
good relationship. It can even be a good
That's not a
relationship.
good relationship if it's toxic for you to
No.
say, "Can I go to the store with my friend?" To
Do
get
you
some-"
understand what I'm saying?
I feel like
Yes, thank you.
she's.
It's typically
No,
a
she
bad
say-
relationship.
No,
if
it's
if
not.
But I feel like she's saying like
I get what she's saying, but it ain't.
It's not a toxic. It doesn't have to be a toxic relationship.
Right.
She
But
can be in a
look-
happy relationship, but because she is doing something that, as my friend, and that has set a precedence,
Again,
that has
but that
changed.
goes back to change your circle, because if you're around
No.
because if you're around women, right? And granted, you take somebody like Sile, right? If you're around a group of women that got good character, whatever, they want the best for you, and then ultimately they want the best for themselves too, and you're in a good situation, like a day or two, you may feel some type of way. And if he's a good guy, ain't no woman. You mean to tell me if a woman is going to always think that about a really good guy that's good to her friend?
It
That's
doesn't
what- no, yes or no?
matter.
Yes or no?
No. If it's
if
a
he's a-
scenario that is
I can't even
switching.
finish the scenario.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Dan.
go
I
ahead.
thought you asked. You asked me a question.
It was a yes or no question.
You asked me
It
a
was a
question,
yes
and
or
then
no-
I go to
it was a
answer,
yes
and
or
then
no
all of a
question.
sudden, now I ain't done with the
It
scenario.
was a yes or no question, was it not?
Oh my God, today.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
That's crazy.
If he was a good guy, if he's a good guy and he's good to her, it's a great situation. You mean to tell me that this woman who has the best intentions for her friend is going to always think, well, that's because of Joseph and that's because of that. Now, if you like to turn up, you like to party, and you kind of carefree and you whatever, I kind of expect you to think that it's Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
That comes back to character. Now, if that's a terrible, situation that they're in, and he is maybe jealous or insecure, they always arguing, always something, and you say that, I could better understand. Like, yep, I see why you're saying that it's Joseph.
It's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be always, and I can respect Sayo and love her relationship, and still realize the difference in her. It doesn't matter if it's something good for her or not. But just because I want her to be my friend in that particular thing, I can think it, even though my actions may not be what it is. And I've ran into this situation. My friend is in a great relationship, great, but it was a change. And me going from married to divorce, I had to fix my own self, and essentially. So it was just an adjustment.
So you really just proved our point.
I feel like when
No, it just was different. I could be.
But you
No,
just proved our point.
No, I'm saying that at the end of the day, I had to switch me.
Correct. Because of how you were.
But in my head, I could still not like it.
But you
I
proved
feel like
our point, though.
I feel like when you get into a relationship, like you yourself should place boundaries for your relationship. Like people will describe me as like a whatever you need type of friend. Like you need me to be out with you too, whatever type of, because like it's just me right now. I don't have a man. I don't have a child. I don't have a what. I'm like it's just me.
Yeah, dog.
I have a dog, but I'm saying like I can be like. You cost out for whatever you need. Like she's that type of friend. But when I get into a relationship, please don't call me thinking I'm coming out the house at 2:00 in the morning.
I'm not.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like there
No,
has
I'm saying
to be,
I'm not coming out of the house at 2 a.m.
Right. But I'm
Right.
saying like there has to be some sort of boundaries placed on a relationship anyway. And I don't feel like listening to it more. If I'm in a good situation and if I'm happy in my relationship and it's not a toxic relationship and it's just like like I love it here. Like I feel like he has good intentions for me. Like I feel like, this my man. I can't go kicking it with y'all all the time, or I can't, like, am I going to be salty sometimes when I see the Snapchats and they look lit? Absolutely.
But you're
Cause
not
I
about
know
to
how much,
jeopardize this.
right. Cause I know how much of a blast we used to have, but I'm also not going to jeopardize something that I know that I've waited so long for and something that I want to invest in a place that I'm happy at for a few hours of a turn up or a few hours of a whatever. And I do feel like if like you're genuinely my friend, a person who has seen me go through whatever, and then you see me in a good place, you wouldn't jeopardize that for me either.
At all.
Like it could be like hey, I know you're gonna talk shit, whatever, but I can't come. And you know what? My man said he's gonna knock my head in between the washer and the dryer if I go. So
I'll tell you this. It's two situations. What I come to is two things. I feel like number one,
That's what I'm talking
about.
number one, a good dude is not going to keep you from good friends.
Right.
He's not going to tell you, no, you can't go get shoes, because I don't know a dude that want that girl around him. No offense to my wife. I'm 4 years.
She probably don't want to be around you 24/7.
She don't want to be around me, and
Right.
I don't want to be around her. So yeah, go get some shoes with your friends. Go out. You ain't going to the club.
You're just putting restrictions on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is a good dude is not gonna keep her down there.
Yeah.
Or unless she got some friends that I don't feel comfortable with you going to get shoes with, because she wild and she might put you in a sticky situation.
So does that go back to you, like your trust with your significant other then?
Yeah, because I feel like you should trust me more than you don't trust them.
Yes and no.
But that's kind of stupid though.
Because I understand like both sides.
Because ultimately, could you put? I look at it like this. Then why would you want to put yourself in a situation where something could happen though?
You should still trust me more than I don't trust them.
Whether I trust you or not, why would you volunteer yourself to put yourself into a situation where something could potentially happen?
Because I know myself.
Do you trust? So if you got a good man, you would trust him. You trust him, but he got friends. They saying they want to go to the strip club.
If that man decided that that's what he gonna do, then that's what he gonna do.
But you're cool.
Don't
with
run
that.
from this question.
You're cool with that. With him going to the strip club.
That's your legit answer, Kanisha.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna have concern.
But let me give you a better one. Not even a strip club, because typically can't nothing really go down. He going to the DR. He going to the DR with his homies. Let's say he going to his homies going on a dude's trip to the DR. Sex trafficking capital of the world. You telling me you trust him more than you? Cool, go do you because I trust you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Just go do you because I trust you.
Gotta get on high waters.
You gonna be cool with him making that trip because you trust him?
Well, I didn't fart. There was a chair.
Would you be cool with him making that trip because you trust him more than you trust his friends or distrust his friends?
If he's going on a trip with his friends and they didn't plan it out or they planned it out or whatever it is, and that's what he decides to do, then that's what he decides to do.
I asked you what he decided. I said, would you be cool with it? Because
when you say cool, am I expressing my not coolness?
Whatever not being cool looks like.
I probably wouldn't even. I'm gonna let him make his decision. But I'm in a different headspace.
What was the question? I missed it.
That's a lot.
No, but I'm in a different.
Wait, what was the question? I missed it.
She said that you should trust your.
Is it my husband? Is it my husband?
Somebody.
Let's say yes. Let's say
she said you should trust your partner, spouse, husband more than you should distrust his friends. So when I said like, hey, I don't want you to be with her because she can get you into trouble, she said you should trust her more than you don't trust them. I said, okay, it's fine. Would you trust in that situation? Would you trust your friend? Would you trust your spouse, husband, partner, or whatever, to go to a dude's trip to Cancun, DR, all of those situations with his friends?
See, I feel like I would express my concern. But if that man decides that he's gonna go and these is his friends,
but we ain't asking him. We asking you.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna express my concern,
and that's it.
And then if he decides to go, then that's what he's gonna do. That's how I feel.
I think you
when he gets back, the relationship, everything is smooth.
Yeah, you ain't saying nothing.
No, I didn't know. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna definitely ask
and whatever
questions.
answer you get, because let's say he lies.
Yeah, I mean, what happens?
Well, I would hope that I know that he lies. I will hope.
You're taking a lot of
you putting way too much on him, and you taking a lot of this responsibility off your shoulders.
Listen, because
what you actually would do.
Because listen, people gonna lie regardless. I'm not about to say if you a grown man, if you're gonna make a decision that that's what you're gonna do,
so you go roll
and
the
you're
dice.
making a trip to cheat on me, trust and believe. I'm gonna know and I'm gonna find out. That's your responsibility.
That's not always true though.
It's not.
It's your responsibility.
But and what if he make it his responsibility to make sure you never find out?
I'm gonna find out.
But
how? Not everybody is that great. I mean,
but why,
there's
why do you want to wait to find out? What if
listen.
this man went and had a great time and brought you back something? Because you didn't express how you felt. You want to wait to find out when you found. I'm telling you, when you found out he cheated.
I said
when
I
you went to go
myself.
get your checkup and they told you, what's that bump down there?
And then I just got
motherfucker must have been cheating on me.
Listen. But see, you guys are all stating this scenario that I've already lived through. So for me, it's like worse. But that's what I'm saying. You're gonna make your decision as a grown man.
But why allow it?
I'm not about to sit here and put my neck in. If you're gonna be distrustful in a relationship, and that's what you're gonna do. You can't control your own self. And you made a commitment to God to be with me, then that is your problem. I'm not about to sit here and put no mandate on you as a grown man. I said I'm gonna express myself. I'm expressing myself, but if you decide that that's what you're gonna do, then go ahead.
Okay, that's cool with you. The hell with if I'm gonna sit here and allow her to go to a situation where she could potentially put.
That's a grown woman.
Okay,
with her own
what?
brain.
So?
And you're a man that's supposed to protect her.
And
so that's
me
totally
protecting her. Protecting her is telling her not to go to a situation that could potentially harm you.
Yes.
If I know that drinking and driving is not,
you said harm. You said harm.
It's harming her because she gonna lose me.
Well, that's what it is.
So if
that's
you
not
willing
harm.
to risk everything we got here, then we have a problem.
But that's your risk.
It's her risk.
If that's what she risks, then that's what she risks.
But why am I sitting here rolling the dice on something as big as my marriage?
Yeah, I feel because at the end of the day, that man or that woman is going to do whatever they want to do.
That's not true.
Because I don't have to go to the DR to do dirt. I could do it right here.
That was a scenario. That was
but I'm just saying.
But you're telling me that I should trust you enough to let you make your decisions, even though I know that they could potentially harm this relationship.
Correct.
So I'm not okay with sitting here because you are an adult and you are going to make your decision. Am I going to sit here and allow you to do something that's going to potentially harm what we built? No. And this is the thing, and this is the next question. If I express to you how you can potentially break what we built, now you going to the DR going to be the last trip you make married.
That'll be your decision.
So I have a question. So you are a mom of a boy.
Right.
Would you say, he's 16, 17, and it's, he's at that age, he's got him a little group of friends. Good kid. You raised it. That's a good man, Savannah, you raised. Now he done found him a group of like 3 or 4 boys who, they like to do whatever they want to do.
They buck wild.
But Tony are like, Mom, these my dogs. Like, they tried to jump me in school before they had my back, blah, 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 blah.
They call me at 9:00 at night.
Even when they know I'm in bed.
When they know I'm supposed to be asleep.
And and you give, and he like, we about to go to this party or we about to be out all night or whatever the case may be. You want to kick it with him. Mm-hmm. Now, how are you going to handle that? Are you just going to take it as like well, son, I'm going to tell you the do's and don'ts, but you're able-bodied adult. You're going to do what you're going to do.
No, he's not an able-bodied adult. You just said
not
16,
adult.
17.
He's an able-bodied person, but you're letting him like,
That's my son. That's my son.
She's responsible for it.
And that's my responsibility.
Or say 18.
Is he in my house?
21.
21?
21. No.
Can you do something
19.
for me?
We're split it. 19.
19?
No, 22. Is he in my house? Am I paying his bills?
No.
He may be. I don't know.
Let's just say no.
No.
No?
You want to say full grown? He's a grown adult out the house. Not living
All
on
right.
you.
So how would you handle that?
I'm expressing myself, and then that grown man gonna make his decision.
Now, if he's living with you though, and he a grown man, you mean you got more power over this grown man just because
he in my house?
Just because he live with you?
Correct. Because he ain't coming in my house at 2:00 in the morning.
But your husband can?
Huh? That's a grown man.
But your son
son's
ain't?
a grown man.
You didn't say.
But your son ain't?
No, y'all said he went to the DR.
No, but
Y'all didn't say nothing about him coming in my house at 2 a.m. There's a difference.
Kanisha.
You said he went on a trip on his favorite rock.
Kanisha.
That's what you said.
Kanisha.
She said y'all said he went to the DR.
I did.
You did. No, but this is a totally different scenario.
Okay, so you need to say the scenario.
But you already know that it is. But I'm saying we gonna use
You
common
need to
sense
say
here.
there's a different scenario.
We're gonna use some common sense here.
Right.
Because your husband is a grown man.
That's
You
right.
said he went to the DR.
Your son is a grown man. Right?
He coming in my house at 2:00.
Both of
He's
you.
in the DR. He can't get in here. He's out the
That's
country.
right. Shoot.
He's not coming in here.
He was out the country
The door's locked.
with his boys.
You gotta stop.
Now
He was with his boys.
All right, he back. All right, he been back for a
Wait,
couple
who
months.
bad? Who bad?
Your husband.
Right.
Can he come in the house at 2:00?
He been back?
Nigga.
He came back from the DR? He coming from the airport?
No.
Where is he coming from?
Church. He coming from playing pool with Johnny and I do too. Oh gosh.
Jay, make her answer this question.
I don't know how we can.
This is funny,
And if this is how you gonna do your husband, I see why he going to the DR.
Oh, shoot.
Listen,
Huh?
your husband's home. He's been home for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Is he allowed to come in at 2 a.m.?
No. He's 6 months from the DR.
Ignore the DR. The DR is
That's
long gone.
So why is
this
it 6
man
months?
is back in the city? He been out freaking shooting dice on the block with his boys. It's 3 a.m. He coming in the house. What you doing about it?
Oh, I'm gonna definitely express my concern.
And then what? Because he is still an able-bodied adult
Grown
who's gonna
man.
do what
That's
he's gonna
right.
do.
Yes.
So
That's
after you
right.
express yourself,
That's right.
hey babe, I don't like that you doing that. That man said, fuck all that. I'm kicking it with my niggas.
Correct.
Then what?
I have a choice that I need to make.
Or my
now.
wiggers.
Then I have a choice that I have to make.
What is
Correct.
the choice?
If I'm gonna put up with it or I'm not.
All right, so in the meantime, this was Friday night. He was out. Saturday night, he about to spin the block and do it again. And you ain't had time to make your decision in 24 hours. Then what?
If he disrespects me in that capacity, after I didn't say something and he continues to do it, I have a decision. Am I gonna sit there and watch him do it or am I gonna leave?
Let me ask you something. What advice is this? The advice you would give your homegirl? Hey, listen, you're a grown woman, so you go do what you want. Or would your advice be, nah, girl, don't do that because that ain't right? Or would it be exactly what you saying?
I'm sorry. I'm giving her advice because this is what her husband is doing to her?
No.
Okay.
This ain't got nothing to do with her husband at all.
Go back.
What?
Go back and tell me the scenario again.
Your homegirl come to give you some advice, and she about to go to the DR
Right.
with her homegirls, and this could
You gotta go
potentially
back.
ruin her marriage.
Because y'all keep throwing these scenarios up and y'all act like they
Scenario.
don't hear
What?
time. The scenarios.
I know you ain't no think that word was about to fly with me sitting next to you. What are we throwing? Scenarios.
You know-
Yeah, the scenarios.
You know she the grammar cop.
Oh, scenarios is
Listen.
crazy.
Listen, what advice are you giving to your girl about anything? Hey, if she hits you and be like, man, Joseph don't want me to go out or whatever. You know, like, girl, what you think I should do? You tell her, man, you're a grown woman.
No, I'm going to tell her.
You're a well able-bodied woman. Like, you're grown. So, you know, you make your own, whatever decision you do, I'm going to stand behind you.
I'm going to give her my opinion
Uh-huh.
and tell her that she's a grown woman and make her own decision.
This is my thing.
Don't let her talk to Shamara when Shamara trying to make a decision.
Well, friends is one thing. Friends is one
If
thing
you
because I
tell
give
me
that
you wanna
same
go
advice
smoke
to
crack,
friends.
I'm going to bring you the evidence of why crack is bad. But you're a grown woman.
But I'm the same way. Well, friends, I do
Make
agree.
your own decision.
Friends is grown people. I can't
You was
control
grown.
friends.
Let grown people be grown.
Yeah, I can't do
I
that.
am not sitting here and about to take responsibility for the actions that you have made.
I give you
I'm
my
not
friend,
doing that.
But ain't no way in hell.
I'm not
I'm
doing
gonna tell
it.
my wife, you are a grown adult and you do what you feel you need to do.
I didn't say that I would say that. I didn't say that I would tell my husband that. I said I would express to him whatever he said, and then whatever he decided, that's what
Because
it was.
what's known need not be explained. We know you grown and can make your own decision, and you go do whatever it is that you want to do.
Now-
we already know that.
But the point
But
is,
at the
though,
end-
If
at the
he
end-
asks
but
me,
at the
do I
end-
want him to go, then I'm going to say no.
I'm not even gonna say that.
But the point
I'm
of the
gonna
whole
listen,
situation is
I don't
this.
think because listen, we can go back to the protection part, right? Is it not protection, right? As a kid growing up, like based on information, maybe I don't know. I just want to go out and have fun. So your dad, as a father, you protect your kid, or a mom, you say you shouldn't really go to this party because this is what goes on there. This, and this. So is it not the same thing if I'm protecting my wife? I'm like, well, babe, listen, have you not thought about the consequences if this happens because you're going to be with this group of people? Is that not protecting? Because
It's
you said
concern. That's what you express your concern.
Yep, it's also a form of protection. Because
Yeah,
is it
okay.
protection when I say that to my child?
For sure.
So is it not protection when I say that to my wife?
It is protection.
So why are you trying to turn all of it into concern versus protection? 'Cause
No,
you told her,
what
you
I
told him.
said, I was going to express myself. So expressing myself will be me stating my facts to the reason why I feel like you should not go. But at the end of the day, you are going to make your decision. I have always said that. I said that consistently. I'm going to express
when
myself.
Nick did the same thing, and you said no. It's your job to protect her, not.
It is his job to protect her.
Yeah, but we just established though that is a form of protection.
At the end of the day, I'm expressing my concern, and he gonna make.
Let's
his
take
decision.
it all the way back. The whole thing started because you said that you should have more trust in your spouse than distrust in the group of friends that you're going
Yes.
to.
Right.
So why would you have to express yourself if you trust them?
Because it's still a concern.
But what concern do you have for a person you trust?
I'm still going to express myself. I'm going to say, listen, these are the facts for me. This is how I feel. But at the end of the day, I still trust you.
But do you need to tell a person that you're concerned if you trust them? No. Do I need to tell a person that I trust can swim, that they could potentially drown?
Like Scuba Gooding Jr.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you fully...
He knew that he could jump in the water and make it to that dock.
If Michael Phelps was in this room right now, do we have to tell him the concerns of drowning in the pool?
Nope.
Because we fully trust him.
Well, I would hope so. He's an Olympian.
It's not until he goes and says, I'm about to swim to Greece across
now I'm
the Atlantic.
express myself. I'm going to express myself at that point.
So both times you're expressing yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to express myself. I don't see what's the issue.
Again, I agree. If I say that I don't trust your friends, but I trust you, it's really them friends. Because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones in your ear while you gone.
I distrust it.
So yes, you may sit there and try to fight it, but once alcohol gets involved and whatever, and maybe we argue before that day, maybe an hour before you left, you probably argued. So now you just emotions is high. Now you drinking, you didn't vent it to your friends on the way to the venue, and you got that one girl just like, there's some free dick right there.
Hey, let me tell you something. As soon as that sound,
it happens all the time.
What did she say?
There's some free dick. And although there's some wild men out there, right? Most of the time when guys go out, we typically are clowning around, not doing, once you get to a certain age of maturity. But women, I just know about these girls' night out. Y'all jokers get to the end. And women cheat more than men.
I don't think you should blanket girls' night out as always.
Yeah, right. Don't put that stigmatism
because
on it.
we be no, you
but
shouldn't.
Girls' night out involves alcohol. Alcohol can involve.
It don't always involve alcohol.
So when the last girls' night y'all went out where y'all didn't drink?
I didn't say that. She said that.
Yeah, I was about to say mine don't always consist of that.
That's because she don't drink.
You don't drink.
Who told you that?
He did.
Actually, she told all of us that several times that she don't drink.
I remember her saying she don't.
That's
cuss.
Crazy. I could have sworn I said I don't curse. We didn't all sat here and heard her say that now.
Actually, to be honest with you, I've been gone. I know she said she don't cuss.
Did you hear me say that? I don't curse. Did you hear me say that?
I don't know. I probably was drunk when you said it.
So let me ask you a question. Sometimes when we're drunk, we don't make the best decisions. All right, it's out there that when you're drunk, you don't have the capacity, or
it heightens what you already want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so
if you drunk some free dick,
it's falsified to say. It's falsified to say that you don't know what you're doing. It's falsified. That's false.
No, unless
you drink
drunk
to the
women that have sex
blacking out.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. That's why.
But I'm saying,
you did what?
That's why they say drunk women when they having sex can say that they got raped
because you're incapacitated.
But they can still make a right decision.
If you're not able to make...
You also can have a nice girls' night out that does involve alcohol and it does not end up in a slut party.
Yes.
But if you hang out with sluts...
Even if you do, that doesn't all the time.
That's what I said.
Now, that's where I draw the line.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I go out and I have me a damn blast. Now, am I saying all the time that you should just go out, I'm kicking it with the hoes all the time and 100% never anything is going to happen? No, I would be crazy to sit here and say some bull ass shit like that. But you are able to go enjoy yourself, involve alcohol, kick it with your girls, and go home without involving any free dick.
But you do understand that if you go with hoes, you understand the concern.
And there's a plus.
Yes, I do understand
the concern.
I said there could be a possibility. You said that, right?
I said that.
But
I'm saying don't make it like all the time. Like girls' night out is just a negative connotation because it shouldn't be a negative connotation all the time.
That we drinking and then looking for free penis.
So let me ask you a question. There is a possibility that some things can happen, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you a question.
Not always.
Would you go? And this is an extreme question.
Sometimes.
Check this out, Dre. Check this out. Y'all stick with me in this picture I'm about to paint. So if there's a possibility that if you went out 50 times, one time might get out of control, right?
Yep.
Would you bet your life on a possibility 50-1? Would you walk into a doctor's office and if you was one of the 50 people and they said it's a killing pill that we all about to take, are you willing to take that risk?
A what?
If you say
a killing pill,
let me say if there's she said it's a 50-1 chance that something might happen on your girl's night out. So I said, okay, with those odds, Are you willing to walk into a doctor's office with 50 people to do an experiment? They said, one of y'all going to get this pill that's going to kill you.
Well, not with my life.
Then I ain't willing to risk it with my marriage.
I heard that.
Well, then that's you. Then you got that then.
And so I'm just saying what she's saying. If there is a possibility, if there could be one speck possibility that friend could get you tied up in some free dick, I don't want you hanging with him. And vice versa, you don't want me hanging out with that dude that's always walking around with babes that's ready to go down.
But that's crazy because you even with those odds, you have more of a chance of getting into a car accident. So you telling me you ain't gonna drive? You telling me you ain't got nowhere to go?
With those odds, if I knew that out of my next 50 trips if my next 50 trips I know I get in the car and one of these times I get in the car within the next 50 times the car's gonna blow up, I probably wouldn't drive.
But you have the risk of you getting into an accident is high.
No. 50 to 1 is not that high. 50 to 1 is pretty logical.
But they're both a lifeline.
I just told you, me personally,
they're both a lifeline. One you could actually possibly die, and the other one you say the 50th chance for your marriage, and 1 in 50th chance for your life. Mm-hmm. They're both lifelines, but one for the life thing, I said a car, and the other one was a pill, and you said that I'm not going to risk it for the pill.
No. I said either situations, 50 to 1 odds. Is if she go out with those friends 50 times, or one of those times she has a potential to slip up, I'm not risking those odds. I don't want you hanging out with them.
But I'm telling you, there's a even higher chance for you to get into a car accident than it is for her to cheat on you in that 1/50th chance.
Keisha,
so are you going to stop? Where did you get your statistic from?
From her saying that we can go hang out. Not every single hangout is going to result in something crazy, but there is a possibility that it can happen.
And every time you get in your car, there's a possibility that you can get to an accident. So are you going to stop driving?
Kanisha.
My girl said, if you ain't gonna stop driving, she ain't gonna stop kicking it with her girls.
There is a higher possibility. Hold on. There's a higher, way great. That's not even a comparison.
It is a comparison.
No, it's not.
It's your life.
So you mean to tell me that you're greater than?
Leave them.
You mean to tell me that you have a better chance to get into a car accident than you are?
Ain't even a better chance. You have a chance.
Okay, but
that's what you said. A chance.
That chance is so slim than it is for you to hang out with friends that is cool with walking around with free dick and that you might slip up and cheat. That chance are greater.
It's still a chance. It's a chance.
No, it's not. A chance.
You risk everything. You always are at a risk.
Well, Kanisha, and that thing we should.
Her going to her job is going to be a risk.
Kanisha, I'm sorry.
It's penis there too.
She don't work.
What if that's but see, that's your standard. That's your standard and that's your preference.
No,
that's what it is. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But I'm telling you,
the chances that's not a good comparison. I'm sorry.
It's a risk. A risk is a risk.
No, a risk is not a risk.
Black is black, white is white. Risk is a risk.
A risk is not a risk, Kanisha. If that's the case, everybody should be playing the lottery.
It's still a risk.
Then that means that if that's the case, we shouldn't be doing nothing.
Correct. That's the reason why I just let your wife go out the 50th time.
Well,
look. Okay, so I got a question.
Hey, listen.
I like it.
I ain't willing.
She said, you know what? Fuck it. Let her take the
Then let her go.
Is your mindset and the way of thinking because of everything that you've been through, though?
No, because I had the same mindset then too.
You just didn't follow through with everything.
I didn't follow through with everything.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say I rushed decisions. And then.
But moving forward, though, you go always keep this mindset, and it really don't matter what that joker too much got to say.
I'm going to take my time.
I ain't what I asked you.
No. Listen, this is the answer. The difference between now and then is that I'm going to take my time to make sure that I don't even have to have that conversation with you.
So you ain't gonna communicate at all?
No, I'm saying that they're gonna know who I am already, and I'm gonna make sure that I know who they are to the point that they wouldn't even, like you said, put themselves in that situation, put me in a situation to make that decision. So if I was decide to date you, Dre. I would take time. I would take my time. Instead of waiting the 6 months that I did in order to get married, I would take my time to make sure that you would live up to the level of niceness and concern that I have. Because I have to make sure that I'm with somebody that's going to take hold and care for me in that way because they know the type of person that I am. So I'm not going to date somebody who's willy-nilly and is going to take advantage of that thing again.
I may not have the level of niceness that you have.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm giving you the scenario.
I'm just saying. I mean, opposites. I mean, are you as nice as Shamara?
As of what?
Niceness. She may be nicer. I'm just saying, you may be nicer than he is, but that don't mean that he's not a nice guy.
Even it doesn't matter about him being nice, but he's going to care for me. I am nice. That's what I am. Yeah. And I'm going to allow you to make your decision. So I'm not going to be with somebody who's not going to care for me and is going to take advantage of that thing that I am. Why would I do that? I did it before. I'm not going to do it again.
Okay.
So that's just me. I feel like you're an adult. You're going to make your decision. If you decide to risk me, I was never yours. That's me.
So you would never give him perspective on certain things, though?
No, I would express my concern. But you a grown man. If you decide to jungle me and fumble me, that's on you. But I still got to make my decision after you done made it.
But what if he don't know that it's risking you? What if it's just him? It's just being him.
Again, like I said, I would make sure that I'm with somebody who knows me enough not to take advantage.
What I'm saying is this: it's not taking advantage if, like you just said, everything is a risk. Living is a risk. If he don't know,
that's where me expressing my concern would come. I'm always expressing my concern.
So I guess that's probably where I'm at. So I'm connecting this. Why does it have to get to a point of concern?
Because if you come to me with an idea, you say, I want to go to the DR with my friends. I'm going to say, oh, okay. Well, which friends? You tell me the ones. I know all your friends are hoes. Every last one. You was in a frat. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you, well, babe, I'm going to be honest with you. Those people or those guys, they don't really live the same lifestyle and they don't have the same amount. They don't have to lose what you have to lose. And I'm not really comfortable with it.
So at that point, it got to a point of concern.
I'm expressing my concern.
But my question again is, why does it have to get to a point of concern? Because you knew, hear me out, you knew he was in the frat prior to you getting to this point of him going to the DR. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if y'all married now, you knew the fraternity was, so why not out the gate? Hey, y'all travel a lot?
You could, but that's why.
No, but I'm saying, y'all travel a lot, or when he brings up, when we take trips or this, why is it not voiced, not a concern, just through conversation? Because if I'm with a woman and she comes, I was in a sorority, we do this, I'm like, what do y'all do when y'all go out on vacation?
Well, you know,
I'm asking questions because I want to know.
But that's why I clearly stated, I would make sure and take the time to get to know you versus what I have done before.
Yes, but
I'm going to take the time.
So if you know him, then
at that point, I would know, and I would ask you what kind of vacation.
So again, why does it get to a point of concern? Because wouldn't you voice it in getting to know them? Why wouldn't you voice? I wouldn't like that at all.
Well, if I got to know him, then I would. I'm saying you understand? Yeah,
no, I get what you're saying, but you're still getting done it. Yeah, but you're still getting.
But you're making up a scenario that doesn't deal with me. I'm telling you.
What?
You're making up. You're creating a scenario, right? That I'm clearly telling you will be avoidable because of the time that I'm literally going to take with him to make sure that he's able to take care of me.
Yeah, but I asked you though.
But then it doesn't.
But I'm asking you. So you're saying it don't matter what I'm saying because even my detailed questions for you don't matter because you're saying I got.
No, not your detailed question. I'm telling you that I've already made sure that does not happen because I'm going to take the time. Therefore, if he is in a fraternity or whatever, and this is what he does, and he tells me how their trips are, I'm going to express my concern while we're dating. So when we get to the point that we're married, he understands that I don't like it. So if he decides to go, now I get to express my concern. Or he's going to hopefully take care of me because he knows who I am. Everything is preventative. I'm preventing. That's why I'm going to take my time.
Not everything is preventative, but
Not everything,
But I get what
but-
you're saying, though. We would hope that it would be preventative, but it's not because we don't have control of other human beings.
Correct. That's why they're going to have to make his decision. Because he's a grown man.
All right. Well, this was a very enlightening conversation.
There you go.
I just hope whatever the case, that it would be both sided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From like the male side and the female side.
I don't take men trips. Or do my wife take female trips?
You said she do?
No, we don't.
She don't take
Well,
female
we
trips?
did. We took one, but it was a
It was a business trip.
business though.
We ain't.
Yeah. Depends on the friend group.
You said they different type of friends? Him? This one?
Yes.
Him?
I am very respectful, ma'am.
He's a whore.
Whoa.
But this is the
not
thing.
a whore.
This is a good example. Let me give y'all this.
Harlot.
But this is a good example. Hold on.
Harlot.
This is a good
I may
ex-
get women, but I don't project that onto nobody.
I was just about to say this is a good example of why some of the stuff we were saying it kind of it's not black and white because it's like
it's not law. Yeah.
a lot of stuff is not set in stone.
Wait, I
because-
have a question. So like, not. I was just playing about you
yeah, I
being a
know,
whore.
I know.
You are a whore, but still,
Harlot.
you're like a respectable whore. So what if it was in a sense like that? Like you with your girls and she like to do what she like to do, but she ain't gonna project it on you. She also like, no girl, you married. This ain't nothing. Like this ain't for you. But me, I'm about to turn up.
That's cool. I mean, it's not black.
But you wouldn't know that. But you wouldn't even know that.
I wouldn't know it if
But you wouldn't even know that because she's over there pillow talking, telling you
If she
about
told
how
me-
all her
Yeah.
hotels.
Wait, did you just
If
hear?
she
She said
just
she's
told
actually
me-
friends with me though. So I would
If-
have to so if I'm real cool with that woman.
So you would have to have or know her in a sense.
Oh, 100%.
And that's what I was about to say. If I know the way that she knows, Dre, if I know this woman and I got a relationship and I know like she has expressed, listen, I get down, but I love y'all. I would never ever come in between what y'all got going on. I would never invite her to a situation where I
it's
know
been
that
proven.
can harm y'all. Yes, you can go kick it with her.
Oh, so I gotta bring my friends over and we have
You don't
they
gotta
have
bring-
they have a sit down with you.
I don't have
and
to have
talk.
I just need to have a relationship with you. It
No,
don't
I
have to
mean-
be that black and
That's
white.
extreme.
No, but I'm saying that essentially they would have to
because
meet.
the same way that I
No.
got to know you, I get to know your friends
No,
too.
it's
Because if
just
they
if
gonna
we
be
all
around,
kick it,
but I
if
mean,
we
but
all-
you're still gonna end up meeting.
yeah, if we,
That's what I'm
we ain't-
saying.
You ain't
You
gotta
gonna
sit down
meet.
and introduce myself like, hey, I need to know.
Well,
let me
how
see your
else would
resume.
you know who
You need
they
to have
are?
some sort
Spend
of
some time
judgment
with
of
I'm
time.
saying
character.
meeting.
Yeah.
I'm saying you would meet.
But
You
spend
would
some
eventually
type
you
of
would
time.
meet.
Understand who this person is.
Game nights.
Understand their character,
Yeah.
their values, and stuff like that. Do I see this type of person going to the club? Like, okay, for instance, like, okay, y'all can say Dre's a whore or whatever the case may be.
Harlot.
they can't. I'm not
But
a
put it
whore.
like this: is Dre at the
Don't
club?
say that word.
Has
Say
Dre ever
harlot.
invited me to a situation where a pool party and a bunch of girls? Have we ever been to a situation where it could have potentially? Have we even have a conversation that could potentially get me in trouble?
Nope.
Like all jokes aside, this joke of Dre, this is a true story. We'll be sitting down and him and his boys will be looking at something. Check this out, Doc, and they're like, make a joke. Yeah, you can't see this.
Yeah.
That's respectable. Now, because my wife and he, that sound bad, but because Dre and my wife has a relationship, she knows that about him. So in reality of it, if I had there's plenty of my wife's friends that I'm cool with that I know for a fact that they respect this, they respect us. There's friends that I know that she don't even they can give a damn about me. Would I be cool with you hanging out with that person? No.
But you okay with hanging out with the hoe that respects your relationship?
Yes, if the hoe demonstrates that she
Because
the hoe that respects a relationship.
Because the whole. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Well, because nobody ever
Did she
said.
say you the hoe?
Oh,
this
no,
situ-
dang. No.
Because Dre-
No.
Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong.
That's this one.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Nobody ever said that they can't.
Heck no.
I've never said from the beginning that my wife can't be friends with anybody.
No, you said she can't be friends with the hoes.
I never
but
said
you okay
I
with
said
the hoes?
she could not hang out.
Right, but you okay with her hanging out with the hoes at night that respect your marriage?
Never said at night.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
Never said
Oh,
at night.
so it's just
you're
the
adding
night.
on
So
to
it's
it.
the nighttime.
It's an appropriate setting that y'all can hang out with. Did I not vouch when you were saying I would feel some type of way if we try and go get shoes? And I said, no, a good dude would let his woman go get shoes with somebody. I don't care about that. But let's just be realistic here. If you a hoe and you asking my wife to go hang out doing hoish things, then no. But if that hoe respects this and she invites you to a bridal shower, what the heck? Who am I to say no? My wife got friends that I think, my wife got very close people to her that I don't trust their lifestyle. I don't. At the end of the day, who am I to say, hey, so-and-so just, we about to go shopping. Okay.
For the sake of not starting another debate.
No, we can start it.
No. For the sake of starting the debate, do you realize that you can see men in the day and the night?
You said what?
Yeah.
That you can see men in the day and in the night.
Most women cheat during the day.
So I'm just saying, if she
That's
really
actually a
wanted to
fact.
cheat on you,
I'm not making that
there is no time
If
of
they're in a
day
relationship, they make it back to the crib.
that's
on
going to
time.
stop her from doing so.
It is the truth.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the same risk of her going out at night is the same risk of her going out to go get shoes.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's the same risk.
I would have to disagree.
Well, you don't know women
During the
then.
day. Yeah. During the
That's
day.
but see,
During the day is dangerous
your
for women.
wife,
That's when they
your
get in.
wife is perfect for you.
Why?
Because she makes sure that she does not take advantage of that,
Of what?
of you.
What's
Because
the thing
if I was to be your wife and I was a cheater, I would cheat on you in a day.
Well, okay.
Damn.
I just said most women cheat during
Let's
the day.
start off and say this.
That's true.
I'll hit
I'm
you
not
up.
an idiot.
I'll
That
hit
would be perfect because
hit
he
you
don't
up
think that
because
happens.
all
during that
I
time.
gotta say is I'm going to get shoes with
Okay, well,
Rebecca
first
and
and
we
foremost,
good.
Nah, while he working, I'm working.
I'm working too.
Well, let's first of all say
He
this.
cutting the grass.
First and
I'm
foremost,
cutting grass too.
First and foremost, if there is an accountability in anybody's relationships, then yes, you deserve to get cheated on. There's accountability, there's trigger, there's stuff that I have in place that there's no way that actions or things would not. We both have each other's location on 24/7. We both talk to each other throughout the day. She knows my every move. I know her every move. The second that routine is twisted or something like that, then there's questions. I'm looking into it.
But I'm just letting you know that there is nothing that you do or protect that stops that woman over there from cheating on you. It is her decision alone. There is nothing that you do.
Okay, I'm not. What is that debatable about that?
Based on certain situations, I'm saying at the end
What
of
is
the
there
day,
debating about
if
that?
Sion wants to cheat, if Trey wants to cheat, if I want to cheat, that's exactly what's going to do. But there is nothing that you and your human self can do, prevent, stop from going out at a certain time of night, part of the country.
Yes,
There's nothing you can do that's going to stop her from doing that.
Is it easier to cheat on a 3-day weekend than it is on a 2-day hour?
Does it matter
Yes.
if you're still cheating? No, I can cheat in 2 hours.
Denise, you do realize you're debating something that nobody's even saying. Like you're telling me something I never even disagreed with.
You just said that there was a time of day that she can't go out with the hoe. I'm just telling you that it's both. You can
Okay,
you can go out with the hoe
I
in the
see where she's
daytime.
going.
You see what I'm saying?
Everybody realistic here. Is it easier to cheat on brunch or a week in Cancun?
Who gives a crap? Because you're gonna cheat. You're still cheating.
If you told me that you going,
But see that
If you go out to brunch and you tell him, "Hey, babe, I'm going out to brunch with the girls," is he gonna be blowing your phone up while you
Nope.
at brunch, or is he
No.
gonna allow you to that time with the girls? And that could
Especially if
be,
your
babe, I'll be back in an
GPS
hour.
so y'all mean to tell me that it's easier to do an hour cheating than to have a week that you can schedule this
It
out
doesn't
with a
matter
people?
about the
It does
cheating.
matter.
It's
Cheating
cheating.
is
It's
getting
cheating.
done.
But it's
I just got
but
more
there is still-
opportunities to cheat within this 3-day weekend.
But but there's still a level, a time span where you have more opportunity to do something. Absolutely, you can cheat at every hour. Nobody's debating that. Kanisha, you arguing like I'm debating you to say that. Yes.
But that was the debate.
No, that wasn't the debate.
You
That was
said
your debate.
You said she couldn't go out at night, but she could go out for brunch.
Because if I'm asleep, there's
So
easier
she's
to
saying
cheat.
because you have no problem with her going out with the hoe to get shoes, but you have an issue with her going to Cancun with the hoe. She's saying she could cheat with this. She
Of
could
course.
get into dirt with the
Anybody-
hoe.
of
So she's
course.
asking why is it so acceptable for her to be out with the hoe getting shoes, but she can't go kick it with the hoe at nighttime?
Are we really asking this question? Y'all really think?
Yes. I am asking the question.
Let's bring it into perspective here.
Let me answer this real quick.
Perspective.
Let me answer this real
in
quick.
his opinion,
he's looking at risk.
For him.
No.
He's looking
if
at
you're
risk
looking at the race,
and probability. That's the
cool.
word.
For him, he's saying, in his opinion, he feels like going out to get shoes, there's a lower risk, if you want to call it that, of cheating happening than it is on a trip.
Even though you still say yes, you can go.
Even though you say yes,
That's
right?
crazy.
So that's just.
I feel like we can all agree to that.
Okay.
Part.
Yes. Okay, that's his opinion. Now, can it actually happen with her going to get shoes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nobody's ever debating that you can cheat 24 hours in a day. Nobody's debating that. You can leave here and she can say, can you drop me off at my mom's house while I go get something? And I go home and she can go and sleep with another dude. Absolutely, that can happen.
Yeah.
If you that slick and that you got balls to do that, then yeah, okay.
And
But
women
you
are good at
cannot
it.
tell me that if you said, I'm going to Cancun for 7 days, unsupervised, not answering my phone for hours, don't have to check in, I don't have your location, I don't know where you
what
are.
What kind of marriage is that?
Plenty of marriages.
It just makes it easier. Okay,
It's way easier.
Vacations makes it easier, and you can put your guard down if you're leaving somewhere.
And I'm not checking.
That just makes it easier, way more accessible to do whatever, and you don't have to explain nothing at all.
Pull up on you at all.
Whereas when you're regularly at home, your guard is up, and you're just more on top of your ish, but doing the same thing.
Nobody's debating how
Yeah.
slick you are cheating. I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I'm not talking about the professional cheat.
You're talking about the probability.
The average person, like, let me tell you, if you saying I'm going to get shoes with this friend, cool. I'm on social media and I see that friend is going to get shoes and you're not with her. Yo, where you at? I'm with her. I can pull up on you.
But the average guy
that's
ain't
your
watching the phone like
But
that.
what I'm saying
so I
is-
guess if we look at it like this, right? So like
I do
on
trust.
average,
I'm not-
if you look at the average cheater, if we can talk to a lot of people, if we had a room for like 100 people that cheated, most of their cheating happened when they were local. It wasn't on a trip anywhere.
But
I
I'm
feel like
not
it's a high-
debating. But I'm
I feel
not
like it's a high
debating when.
probability there.
But I'm not debating when cheating. Nobody's saying
Yeah.
like you're trying to say like, oh yes, of course I'm not. Yes, you can cheat whenever
It's
you
just,
want.
I think it's a peace
I
of
get
mind.
it. He's saying the probability.
Well, no,
I
listen,
understand.
it's more of a peace of mind to hear, hey, babe, I'm about to go out
to go
and get shoes
shoes
with this individual
versus
than to hear,
Cancun.
we about to take a trip.
Bro,
And I
I
understand
get
that
it.
because your alarm, yo, y'all going on a trip. At least if you local, I know you around the corner somewhere now. Whether if you getting shoes or not, you're still around the corner.
Well, let's just
on a
call it-
trip somewhere, it's kind of out of my control. Like now I'm
I
kind of
can't
like
even catch you in the act.
right unless you
I
go out
can't
there
even
looking.
like you a bad mofo.
Yeah.
To schedule a cheating session, like this is premeditated. Think about it.
All of it
If
would be.
it's premeditated to cheat. If you got to schedule out, okay, I got 2 hour window. Let me hit him up. Meet me here. Do this. Boom, boom, boom. That's premeditated. You don't have to premeditate nothing that can't.
Yeah, the trip is too. The trip is too.
I mean,
But
yeah, 100%.
but you don't have.
It's the same
But
risk.
you don't have to premeditate a trip.
No,
Yes,
it's
you
but
can.
it's still the
But
same
you can,
risk
but
to
you
me.
don't have to.
To me, it's still
No,
the
how many
same
people-
risk.
you go to a resort. How many people is there to have a good time?
I would hope
Everybody.
everyone.
How many single people are there to have a good time?
Hell, I don't know. Lots of them.
But I'm gonna go to the shoe store to have
Excuse-
a good time too.
Ain't nobody. See, Kanisha, you
I'm single. I be having a blast on the trip.
okay?
Not
What
like
I'm
that.
saying,
I feel
well,
like
what I'm saying is
If the
this.
risk is yes or
There's
no,
people-
cheating or not,
I really be having a
it
blast.
don't matter when.
But there-
It
okay.
don't matter where. If it's
you-
gonna get done,
if-
it's gonna get
No,
done.
that's not true. That's not true. It's not gonna get
Whether
done.
you can catch me or not.
Okay,
Whether
that
you see it or you don't.
I
that's
think
not true.
this is
So
why
let's
our
agree
show
to
is called
disagree.
Blended Views.
Correct.
And
We're
this
gonna
is
have to
where you
agree
guys need to
to
call
disagree.
Blended Views.
Man, listen.
And
We
let
can take
it
a
be
toll.
what it
You
is.
can't sit around here
A
and tell
poll
me
mate.
that people are going to the shoe store to cheat. But there are people that go to trips to cheat on their spouses.
Mine's use church.
Call it what it is. But
Hey.
it's,
Mine's use church. So if
That's
if they can
that's a
use
good
church for
one.
doggone, they're
I'm
gonna
going to
use
but Kanisha,
shoes.
you can't take your situation and blanket it over everybody.
That's reality. All of your stuff is hypothetical.
No,
Mine's actually happened.
What one person?
It don't matter. It happened. Mine's is a
But
lot
you- but
truer
you
than
tell-
yours.
But
not
it's not
saying
true.
he's going
Nothing
to
is
church.
true to me.
He said he was going to church, girl.
He brought
Okay,
the
y'all
Lord
got it.
into cheating.
Y'all got it. If y'all mean
This
it-
has been a really great episode. I think there's a lot of information in here. It's a lot of ridiculousness that was in this.
very
too,
much a
though.
lot of ridiculous. A high level.
For those of you out there who know a number to our prayer hotline, tonight when you call it, include Kanisha.
Wait, why you gotta include me?
And also,
Why you gotta include me? My
Also-
reasoning was not off centered.
was a little
it's
left
debatable.
field. It was a little left field.
Listen,
Some of the stuff. We're not saying all of your stuff.
No, we're not gonna say that
Some
because
of your
there was
stuff.
some stuff he said too.
Well, sure.
So we
There was
not
some
gonna do
stuff that
that. We
Sio
not
said.
gonna target. We not gonna target.
Sio said you did.
We
You
ain't
called me a whore.
targeting.
I am not a whore.
We ain't targeting.
Now listen,
Shamara. We ain't doing no takeaways. We just getting up out of here. We hope y'all enjoyed the conversation.
we might need a part 1 and part 2 to this. As far as this single
100%.
episode,
I agree.
It's a
We'll
lot
have to
more.
have a part 2 and have some more perspectives on this too. And grab some cheaters. I know a cheater that'll come on and definitely
That's
talk.
crazy.
yeah, I know some cheaters. I tell you
do.
this, I know some professional cheaters.
I know a cheater that'll come in. Joker won't mind talking.
Bring him in.
If y'all find one of y'all friends that's a hoe, they can come in and talk too. Hey, play the moments, positive memories, stop the pain, keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.